Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to do, ouch, I'm trying to rearrange myself here. Ugh. I'm going to do wax empties for, what I've melted and empties for the second half of May. I don't have a lot. I didn't have a lot for the beginning of May, and I don't have a lot now. I've been going to the gym a lot more. It's probably going to be like this for a while because I don't have any intention of changing my habits of going to the gym. If anything, I want to go more. And so I'm just not home often enough. And then in the summer, it's like you go out and you do stuff. You're not home during the day. And if you are, that's great. It's the only time I've been melting things. So, either are things that I just wanted to try, things I'm trying to use up, but I feel like this box is empty. Just not very much. The first thing I'm going to show you is just this candle. I did do a review. Root sent me this candle for Seaside Driftwood. I have been burning this all throughout May, but you can kind of see it's sort of very messy. I'm showing this because I don't know where else to show. Like, I don't show you my Bath & Body Works candles that I've been burning because I just figure I'm going to do them as empties and put them in a Bath & Body Works video. But, yeah. Oh, this is strong. I can smell this. Got my arm kind of extended and I can smell it from that distance. This is it's a nice, fresh ocean maritime scent. It does have, a hint of like that driftwood, definitely, but it has an undertone that I've noticed from Root Candle. Their beeswax has this undertone. It's almost like sour milk to me. It makes my stomach turn, so I can smell that on cold. It's not terrible when I burn it, but I can smell it, like, yeah, from here. So anyway, I've been burning this candle, trying it out. I did end up scooping out some of like the wax that wouldn't, because it started to tunnel. The wax that would be like almost warm but wouldn't fully melt. I scooped that out and actually melted it, and it did really well melting. So I did like that scent, not the way that it burns though. And I will be slowly trying to like burn it. As soon as it tunnels, I'm going to scoop what won't fully pool out of it and use it in my warmers and just kind of like use it up that way. So it'll burn a little bit. Some of it will be put in warmers and so on and so forth. So that's just a random thing to show you. Now, the only empties I have there's only a few of them. I didn't use up a ton. Yeah. I have Cucumber Mint from Destination Wax. This is not a repurchase for me. It's a general cucumber mint scent. Fresh, clean, but nothing that I like absolutely have to have. I do like this type of scent, but I have a lot of other fresh scents I like better, so it was nice to try. But it's not one that I would repurchase. The strength wasn't super strong either. I would think that it would be good for a small bedroom. Maybe a kitchen if you're planning on hanging out in that kitchen, or a bathroom, which is where I think the best place for it is. Raspberry Violet from Candles by Victoria. I do have quite a few Candles by Victoria scent shots that I will be trying to get through. Oh, I'll talk about that at the end of the video for those of you who want to know like how I'm doing my melting basket and what I'm picking and what I want to melt and so on and so forth. I'll talk about that at the end so that people don't have to listen to it if they don't want to. Sorry, I'm clearing my throat. But Raspberry Violet, I expected this to be like a raspberry and a floral. It kind of has a perfume essence to it. Feminine women's perfume. It really kind of reminds me of now, don't get me wrong, this is not Love Spell, but it reminds me of like if you took Love Spell and you added like Raspberry Jolly Ranchers or something. Because it has a perfume, clean, shampoo-y essence, and then I'm trying to say essence instead of vibe because I say vibe all the time. But there's that raspberry in it. There's something about it that reminds me of like a Raspberry Jolly Rancher, like a little bit more fruity, juicy. It was okay. I melted it in my bathroom. I had to do a half at a time. I have a very hard time melting Candles by Victoria wax. I don't know what it is. I don't know how, like mini rant, I don't know how more people don't talk about that or complain about that and she doesn't change her wax formula to be more meltable, unless you are supposed to cut this in fourths and do a fourth, but that just seems, I can't do that. No. So I'm going to try and do halves. I mean, there was like a sweater weather one. What was it? Scarecrow Crossing or something that I finished last month. And I actually had to do that in quarters because the scent was so freaking strong. But it didn't have anything to do with me having to cut it in quarters because it didn't melt well. But her wax, she has two different formulas, a harder one and like a softer one. I can't get either one of them to really melt well. I want to use up my Candles by Victoria scent shots, not because I don't like the scents or she doesn't blend them well or anything like that. It's just like they are such a pain in the ass to try and melt. I just know that the whole outside is not going to pool out. Only the middle will. So it seems like such a waste of wax. And, oh God, they're just... I can't even... This is going to turn into a ranty video if I keep talking about that. And it's something so stupid. Like, why am I even getting upset about it? Anyway, I have a ton of fresh scents that I want to use for spring and summer. I have fruity. I have perfume. I have, like, dupe scents, like body care dupe scents I need to use up. I bought a ton of CBV scent shots a couple years ago, and they're older, and really I just want to use them up because I'm so annoyed with how they melt, or the lack of their melting abilities. It's just terrible formula of wax. Sorry, but it is. It's like something should be done. If it was my company, I would want to know. Anyway, okay, I'm getting off topic again. So you're gonna see those more and probably more rants in the future. Sorry. Apple cider donut from Kringle. This was in my like finish up at the end of winter box, and I finally was just in the mood for it. And it was actually super light and didn't smell the same. It was really weird. It smelled different. I hope my other ones don't change and smell different. It didn't smell as great as it used to. I still think it's a nice scent, but I didn't recognize it. I actually melted a half in my bedroom, and I went in there and I was like, what is this scent? Like, I don't even recognize this. What the heck would I have put in my warmer? And I realized it was this, and it was really light, so I put in the other half and melted it together. And yeah, it just had a different vibe, but normally it's like this really nice cider donut scent. I mean, with that apple and, ugh, just like screams fall. The last thing I used up was this Clam of Dorothy. I talked about this in the first half of the month. This is Cactus and Sea Salt, Camu Camu and Guava. This is from Super Tarts. And I think I melted like one cube, and it was so light I melted a second one just to try and get a throw, and it said it was really light and I didn't know how I was going to use it. Well, I actually had better success the second time around because I put in 2 cubes in my bathroom again, and it was really strong. And I'm like, I don't know where that went, like where that changed, but I did really well. So then the last time I melted it, I did the same because I knew I was going to probably get a good thrill from it. So I did 2 cubes again. And so this lasted probably those cubes lasted probably 2, maybe even 3 days of melting. Keep in mind, I only melt for like 5 hours at a time. So the Super Tarts does tend to last a little bit longer, but I probably could have switched them out, but I mean, it still had scent, and it's a bathroom. So it came out of the bathroom and had a decent throw, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. I actually like the scent too. It's a pretty scent. It's a tart fruit with that kind of summer fresh tropical vibe to it. And so it's not one I'm going to repurchase, but I'm happy to say it didn't go to waste. So that is good. That's it. That's all I used up. Now, other things I have tried, I will show you. So if you only wanted to see empties, that's it. 4 whopping empties. Pistachio and rose water cake from Destination Wax. I'm actually melting this right now, currently in my bathroom. I did a half. The first time I melted this was yesterday. I turned it on, and I thought it was kind of light. And, I mean, for Destination Wax, which has been pretty strong for me. It's a soft, to me, this is not pistachio and rose water cake. To me, this is like rose water. I don't really get bakery. And I don't get pistachio. I really don't. I get like a rose water scent. If you don't know what rose water smells like, I would describe it as an old lady rose scent, but very soft and subtle, like a soft rose perfume. I actually think it's pretty. It's not one I'm going to repurchase because it's just not my type of scent, but I do think it's a pretty scent. Now, like I said, I melted it yesterday, And it felt like it stuck mainly in the bathroom and was just like a soft, nice essence for the bathroom. But today I have it going, and I actually went upstairs, came back down, and the entire living room smelled like this, along with the bathroom where it's melting. So maybe I was just nose blind to it yesterday, because it seems to be doing pretty well today. Again, not a repurchase. I would give the strength like a 3 or a 4 out of 5, because I think it's an appropriate scent throw, and the fact that it was scenting up my whole living room outside of the bathroom too, that's pretty good. All right, so these are random ones that I melted a cube of. This is River Song. It's in my centerpiece right now in my bedroom for nighttime. It's Love Spell, Ocean, Persimmon, and Mallow Fluff. This is a nice kind of feminine, fruity perfume scent. I do like it. I think I have one more clam after that. I don't know that I'll repurchase it, because this isn't a scent. Like, I don't... Maybe one day I will want to have like a perfumey, girly, feminine scent going in my bedroom, but most of the time what I want in my bedroom is like lavender, pink sugar, peppermint type scents, or really sometimes when I'm lounging in my room or binge watching movies and stuff, I want to smell a bakery scent, so I melt bakery in my bedroom. I know that sounds weird, but you know, like I melt what I want to smell where I'm going to be hanging out the most. So I think it's a pretty scent. I think this is kind of a general majority of people who like scented things would like this scent. You know, that aren't really into like all the vendor scents where they like foodie, peppermint, those kind of weird type scents. I think that this was more of a pleasing scent. It has a decent throw too, and so there's that. Data or Data, however you like to say it. I don't watch Star Trek, or never did. I think it's a person and his name is Data. So, but as far as like that word actually goes, I actually say data. Like if I was going to present a presentation and present my data, that's how I would say that. So it's hard for me to whatever. Anyway, this is Lavender Cream Pear Slices and Sugar Cookies. I did melt a cube of this in my bedroom. It's a nice relaxing bedtime scent, and I will continue to use it for my bedroom. Has a good throw. I really like that scent. It's that lavender cream. You have to like her certain type of lavender, but I do get a little bit of that pear and a little bit of that sugar cookie scent. So it's a really nice blend. I think I have several more clams. Pretty in Pink, I also melted, I think, only 1 cube in my bedroom. And this is Pink Berry, Tonka, Lavender, and Rice Krispies. And I also think that this has her lavender cream. I don't know. That kind of smells like herbal lavender. But the overall essence of this reminds me very much of like her lavender cream. But the pink berries and Tonka, I believe, is an actual fragrance oil, not like something that she created on her own. Because I've seen pink berries and Tonka from other vendors. And then it's lavender and then Rice Krispies. And I don't think Rice Krispies has a really strong scent, but that's a nice one. I have one more clam. I will use that other clam and then be done, and it's not one I'm going to repurchase again, because it's kind of like this perfumey, girly type of scent that I like, but it's not one I like gravitate toward to melt. You know, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then I finally tried Penguin, because I have a couple clams of this, and I actually bought this in a perfume because I really liked it on cold. This is Blackberry Jam, Ocean Rain, and Pink Sands. The only part of this that I was disappointed in was the strength, and I didn't recognize it when it was melting. I was like, what am I melting? I melted it in my bedroom and just did 1 cube, because I want to know what 1 cube smells like. I don't want to melt 2 and then give you a review. I want to know the regular average person's probably going to melt only 1 cube to get their money's worth, and so I want to be able to tell you what it's like when I melt 1 cube. By the way, like I said, like that's a good throw, and good throw for those. This was like light to medium. It is a really pretty scent. Smelling it on cold right now, the majority of what I get is Ocean Rain and Pink Sands. The Ocean Rain really stands out now after this has like cured for a while. Because what is this from? June, summer. This is a year old, pretty much, almost. I don't smell that Blackberry Jam as much as I did before. So I like it. I think, like I said, I think I have one more. And then I may end up not repurchasing that in the future. If I find out that it does still have that light throw, because I want something that has a strong throw. Speaking of strong throws, Mother of Dragons, which is Satsuma and Sweet Pineapple. People have said, oh my god, this is so freaking strong. They probably melted 2 cubes of it. I did think that this lasted a long time. I think this smelled amazing. So good. But it wasn't like, I expected it to be like blow me away strong from what I've heard, and it just wasn't. Now, I got it in December, so, I mean, you're supposed to be able to melt Super Tarts wax right away. I bought it at the Wax Wednesday sale, so it's actually even older than that. But maybe it takes time to cure. I'm not really sure. On cold, I can smell like that Satsuma and the pineapple. When it's melted, I am like, oh, that is such a good fruity scent. What is that? And it's hard to identify what fruits it is because it just smells like a really yummy tropical fruit juice. It's really nice though. This is one that I would purchase more of. It wasn't a weak throw. It's just like didn't blow me away. I would give it a 3 out of 5. I was expecting it to be like a 10 out of 5. So I am looking forward to melting the rest of that, and I'll probably purchase more in the future when I decide to do like a random clamshell purchase. But I'm trying not to until I can use up a decent amount of clamshells that I already have like started using. I hate to like hang on to these used ones and store them with like my brand new ones that are right up there. That is, the ones that are in those drawers are brand new, have not been melted. Once I melt something out of it, it goes actually in a closet, in a drawer with other ones that are melted. And those are ones that now that I've melted them, I want to use those first and use them up. That's how it rolls. So the next one is Tardis. This is Blue Sugared Cream and Tea and Cakes. I thought I was really going to like this, and I was just like, it's just okay. I like Harry better for like a blue sugar blend. Harry is this blue sugar scent, which is kind of like Pink Sugar's male counterpart in cologne or perfume, I should say, whatever. And that one is mixed with Harry, which is like French Baguette and Magically Delicious. I like that blend a lot better than this one. This one has the Tea and Cakes. I feel like these are two really astringent, that's not even the right word. Well, maybe astringent scents. And so the blue sugar is too much for me on its own. And I love the fact that Harry really calms it down, but I can still get that blue sugar from it. So it just makes it subtle and creamy and just soothing. Where this Tea and Cakes, I like Tea and Cakes, but I need Tea and Cakes to be blended with something more subtle and calm it down, like the blackberry, Magically Delicious, or vanilla, or just whatever. Something else with Tea and Cakes to calm it down. And these are just two really strong scents. So I don't know that I'm going to repurchase more of this. I do have another clamshell. I like just shoving it in that crack right there. But on cold, mostly I get the blue sugar. And even on warm, mostly I get the blue sugar. I don't smell the Tea and Cakes as much. So definitely that blue sugar overpowers it. I think what I will probably end up doing is melting that with other scents. Now, I do really quickly want to say, obviously, I melted 1 cube and it was very strong. So that is that. But yeah, I'll probably end up blending it with something different. Maybe blackberry or maybe Magically Delicious. I do have a couple clams of Magically Delicious on their own. Something like creamy and subtle, I think. And then I have a bag, Pink Sugar Peppermint Meringue. This is from Sassy Girl Aroma. I do want to use this up as like my, like of all my different pink sugar peppermint type scents that I have for melting at bedtime. This one's just older, and so I want to use it up, but I'm not very good at picking this because I want a variety of scents. So I could probably use this up in a month if I just consistently used it every night, but I change it to something else. And I normally would have something going in my centerpiece every night, but I've just sucked at turning on my centerpiece and having something melting all night. I don't know what it is. I just keep forgetting. I'm just too tired or something. So I need to get on my game, and the chunks are already pre-cut into easy pieces. I can pull one out and throw it in my warmer, where I hate other chunk bags, me having to pull it out, grab my cutter, cut it up, put the other piece back. It's inconvenient, and so having it already, chopped up Makes it so much more convenient. And then the last thing that I have is this Tin Man, and I decided to melt it again to see, do I want to keep it, do I not? I'm still like undecided. I think that this is a pretty scent. I just don't know that I need it, but I think I'm going to hang on to it for a while. This is Pink Sugar, Sweet Lavender Cream, and Stainless Steel. So the Pink Sugar and the Sweet Lavender Cream is go to sleep, and then that mixed with that Stainless Steel, it just gives it a different vibe. There we go. It's kind of gives it like a clean and masculine vibe to it, and I do like it. It's just like when I look at all my wax and I think to myself, do I need this? Is it that different? Should I just sell it and move on? It's like, well, if I destash it, am I going to want it again? Because I can see myself destashing this and then seeing a clamshell of it and being like, oh, I want that. So I don't think I'm going to end up destashing this. I'm sorry. Some people, whenever I say I'm going to destash something, people reach out and say, I'll buy that, I'll buy that, I'll buy that. I appreciate it for like wanting to easily take it off my hands. And I want to help you guys out too, but I always have multiple people asking me and private messaging me, and it's really difficult for me to try and choose someone to sell it to. And on top of that, it's just easier for me to sell things together where it makes more financial sense to me, and for my time to just bulk things together like perfumey or fruity or whatever and get rid of it that way. It's not that I'm trying to ignore you or anything. I just, yeah. So anyway, so that's everything that I got through. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. Not a ton, but hopefully I'll get through more at the beginning of June. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hey guys, if you stuck till the end, thank you for watching. I totally forgot that I said I was going to talk about what I'm going to do for my melting basket. I don't want to do a whole video because I don't think it's going to take that long. I do have like my Bath & Body Works bag that I keep stuff in the bathroom for things that I want to melt. I'm not necessarily going to melt all these in the bathroom, but that's where they're stored. So other than this stuff that I want to use up, which is like some spring scents and some random stuff, I do want to try to do, now that it's June, throughout like June and July, I have maybe 5 more clams of Super Tarts that I have not tried that I want to, a shape, either like a petal or a cookie, like 1 or 2 of those that I want to try. So maybe like 7 Super Tart scents I want to melt and try and see if I want to keep or destash or that type of thing. And then I have a lot of Rose Girls chunk samples that I want to try and melt. Maybe some other spring scents like fresh scents, like 2 drawers where I keep fresh scents. And maybe some glitter, because I tend to not use that and I have a lot of fruity scents there. So I would like to try like a slice of each of my chunks. Because if it's not something I'm in love with, I'd rather just destash like the rest of the chunk, because I know glitterati is so hard to get. And people are willing to buy it, you know, if it's even a partial chunk, just so they can melt it. And like, why would I melt it and waste it, you know, when it's, like I said, hard to get. So I want to try some of those. And then I have a lot of Sassy Girl aroma that I want to try, but I want to do like an entire month where I'm really like focused on just Sassy Girl aroma, and I'm just not there yet because it's going to be June, and it's June now. And I have a lot of fruity scents from Rose Girls that I would like to just completely use up there from like a sampler, like I said. And there's a whole drawer that's dedicated to like those chunk samples, or like sample sizes, I should say. And I want to get through those. And then I also have some Destination Wax scents. So kind of just going for more fruity. For the summer, I'll still melt some like bedtime blends. So you'll see a little bit of lavender and stuff here and there, maybe some peppermint. But it's really going to tone down with the Super Tarts for a while, because now that I know what I like and what I don't like, and I've gotten rid of it, I've kind of, what's the word? I'm not trying, I keep thinking cultivate, but that's not it. Whatever. I have decreased and narrowed down to where I feel good about my Super Tarts collection and the stuff that I have. There are a couple things I'm still on the fence about, and like some BAM bags too, obviously, but yeah, so there's that. And I have like, it's overwhelming when I look at my wax, because I have like this giant fruity drawer. Well, I only like to really melt fruity stuff in the summer, So if I'm going to be doing Rose Girls this summer, then it's like all that stuff's just going to sit there. So I want to try and do some of that too. And like bakery is kind of whenever I feel like it, but I'm not like primarily a bakery person all the time. Lavender and peppermint are usually bedtime ones or winter ones for me. A lot of Sassy Girl Aroma Bakery and Fresh. And yeah, I have stuff I need to chop up. And I tend to not melt my glitterati chunks because they're chunks and they're messy. And I hate pulling it out just to slice off one chunk. But what I really need to do is just start doing that. I need to like go down the line of how I have them in the rows and the drawers and just keep pulling them out and trying each chunk and going from there, because I hate that they just sit there in that drawer and never get melted. I just think about how many people would just love to have those scents and how I should be like grateful and appreciative by actually melting them. You know, and appreciating them instead of having them just sit there. But it's more of an inconvenience thing for me. Same with the Sassy Girl Aroma chunks. The chunks are too big for me to want to throw in a whole chunk. So I know when I go in the bag, I have to take out the chunk, chop it in half, put the other half back in. And it's just, I don't like it. And I don't want to move all of them into polypropylene bags. And by doing that, I would chop them in half at that time. Because honestly, like, I like the polypropylene bags if I need them, but I don't want to move them from paper into a polypropylene bag, which is just another plastic bag. It feels wasteful to me. You know, when I really think about how much plastic we use and plastic bags, and it's so bad for the environment. And so I just don't, you know, like it's already enclosed in a bag that has a label and everything, and it's perfectly fine. Why would I move it from that? And I do think the bags look nice. At one time I did think I wanted to rebag them all, but I've just decided no, I don't want to. Unless there's maybe like one or two things left, and really even not even then. So yeah, anyway, that was my weird rant. Sorry, 5 minutes in to this last section. So I'm just going to show you a bunch of the Sassy Girl Aroma, or no, Sassy Girl Aroma, Candle by Victoria scent shots that I have. I have Stormwatch, obviously that's a Yankee dupe, and St. Lucia. I'm going to see if I can get this on autofocus. And these are all pretty fresh ones. Emerald Sea, I took these out and I actually did chop them in half and then put them back in there, if you can see that. This is Sea Kelp, Sea Salt, and Lotus Blossom. I thought these were going to be great scents. You know, like you imagine how wonderful the day is going to be when the day you melt this, or you're going to have, you know, people over, and it just doesn't, it doesn't go that way. Water Lily and Pear, it's always like me in my pajamas melting something in the bathroom, or you know what I mean. It's just, I don't know, it never, Shamrock Kiss never goes how I think it's gonna go. Like I always have these like grand ideas, like, oh, I'm gonna save this scent for this occasion, and it's like, no, you've had this for 2.5 years, just melt the damn thing. Okay, sorry for the language. Purple Rain, I melted that from if it's the same fragrance oil, which I believe, because I think a lot of vendors have it. I melted it from Glitterati, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. So yeah, that one's more of like fruity, maybe perfume. Neptune's Oasis. This I've got going right now. This is Tori. I don't know. Like in a dental term, that would be Tori. So I have no idea. Ringmaster. I don't think that's fresh. I can just barely smell that one. I think that's a bakery one though. Other things I have, I want to use this. This is also Candles by Victoria's Salty Sea Air Marshmallow Campfire. It's just really strong, but I need to use it in a warmer that will actually melt it. So, you know, it has to go in at least a 20 watt on a hot plate for sure. I want to melt more of this Super Tarts Nova Prime. I want to finish those pieces. This sample of Emily from Super Tarts. The rest of this pistachio and rosewater cake. Suede. What's that? Cat hair? Sticky. Suede from Hidden Row Candle Co. Wild Mint and Ivy from Destination Wax. These are just random. They're just kind of fresh ones I thought I should probably melt. Arctic Sea Coast. Some of these, like, the fresh ones, I just haven't been super excited about them. So I look at them and I'm like, nah, I want to melt something else. I want to try this Blueberry Eggnog Whipped Cream. I thought about saving that one for fall, but I think I want to try it. Cornbread muffins, I'm going to incorporate that sometime with something if I need to blend. Morning blueberry. These are my blueberry ones that I got. Zucchini bread, blueberry cream cheese frosting. I'm trying to just do like one of those a week or one every 2 weeks so that I'm not using them all up at the same time or overwhelming myself. But those are ones that I want to try and melt just because they were sent to me from a friend, like out of the kindness of her heart. So I want to prioritize that. Cream cheese frosting from Haley's Heavenly Scents, also sent to me from a friend. I'm waiting for the right blend to put that in. Christmas from Kringle. Such a Christmassy scent, but there's only half left. And then I have some random clamshells. Misery from Super Tarts. There's 2 cubes left. Pizza Time, 4 cubes. Starfleet, 4 cubes. Sleepless in Seattle. I don't like this one. 4 cubes. I thought about like rebagging this in like 2 and 2, or maybe just 1 and 1, and doing like samples to throw in destashes that I do, but I don't have any destashes, so yeah, I don't know. It's something that's worth trying because it's unique, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. And then this is Pink Alien from Scarlet Rain. I don't know if I bought this or got this as a freebie in a destash I bought a long time ago. And I haven't melted it because it's perfumey, and I'm just like, oh, I'm going to save that for something special, and there's nothing special. So that's everything that I have in this like random bag of things to, you can kind of see right there. Well, there's more. That's just stuff that I want to get through, or prioritize, really. I shouldn't say prioritize, because my priority is going to be my melting through my Rose Girls chunks, like I said, for summer, because I want to enjoy the summer scents when it's summertime. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to hang on to these Candles by Victoria scent shots. Like, can you see that darkness of the green where all the fragrance oil went down to the bottom? I don't want to hang on to them for another year, like waiting for the right time to melt them, because it's, you know, you have to have a specific warmer that's like warm enough. And sorry, I'm putting these all back in the thing while I'm talking to you. You have to have a specific warmer to melt that type of wax, and that's it. And I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, I pretty much can only melt those in the bathroom or like on a hot plate, and not a centerpiece. Not my bulb warmer in my kitchen. I should plug in more warmers around the house, but I just can't keep up with them. And honestly, like the ones that I have going right now, they scent up pretty nicely. So they scent the rooms and stuff. So that is that. I will probably swap out my warmers at some point and try different ones, but I'm kind of like most of my extra warmers I have as backups for like when my current ones fail. And that's about it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry to add this at the very end. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.